All right, round of applause. Let's get right into this week's episode of Everything Bagel. Y'all ready for this? I really primed my things. Check this out. But we'll talk about where you move to later. Boo! This is the wildest thing right now. The Paradise Houses protests on Jacuzzi and Williams Parkway. Oh, these are further down than I thought. I don't know if you guys know about this.
I am one of the buyers of Valley Oak properties from Paradise in Brampton.
How many of these guys are realtors, you think?
We have gathered here.
How many of these guys you think are...
Send a message to no one here is able to close it, and we need help from Paradise that to reduce the price so that we are able to.
You need to reduce the price, sir.
We are here for the Valley Oak Western Town.
Someone told me like, yo, some of these guys are mad realtors. They know them. They recognize them. Look, man. I don't know. Like, I do feel bad for these guys. Don't get me wrong, right? I feel bad for them. I'm not gonna lie. You know, when people go bankrupt or people lose a shit ton of money, I do feel bad about that. But at the same time, what can you do? You guys made this conscious decision. There's no friggin' community bailout for you, right? You don't share those community profits with us. It's not like, you know, you guys were hoping to flip. Some of these guys probably wanted to flip these houses. I mean, I feel bad, but come on, bro. Really? These stories are crazy. Buyers demanding delayed closings and or reduced prices as market has fallen 40% in Brampton as they struggling with appraisals not coming high enough. I mean, look, I know you're not gonna get a mortgage. Banks are like, yo, get that shit appraised. Yo, here's 40% of what you wanted. Come up with the other 40%, and they're like, yo. Honestly, man, it's times like these, you just gotta eat that L. People in the 90s ate that L. People in the late 80s ate that L. Now people in the 2020s gotta eat an L. If 2008 didn't scare you about the housing bubble, man, and you were continually buying because everyone else around you was making a buck, man, I don't know what to say. It's cool. It's not even developer greed. Like here, you know what I mean? Stop developer greed. How is this developer greed? I don't get it. The developer put a price. You liked it. You said I'm down. And now it's greed? Stop buyer greed, man. Like, honestly. And I say this as someone who's lost a shit ton of money on over leveraged trades before. I've taken my L. I accept that I was greedy. And you move on with life and you hope you can make back some capital and you hope you play the game again. It's also something that was like taught to me early. They're like, yeah, if you want to fuck up young. Because then you got time to like bounce back. But Bank of Canada making us homeless? Nah, homie. Bank of Canada didn't put a pistol to your head and say, buy this house. You bought this house. This was your choice. Eat the L, accept the L, hold the L. Paradise build homes, do not destroy. I'm sympathetic, but I'm not empathetic. Or I'm empathetic, but not sympathetic. You know? Save buyer's bankruptcy. Sir, what do you want? Paradise, we don't want to be homeless. I mean, you were buying a $2 million house. Live within your means, homie. Always live within your means. I want a friggin' Ferrari. I ain't running around trying to get a Ferrari and then after a year saying, well, this thing lost money. You guys don't need them $2 million houses if you ain't able to like float that mortgage. I don't know. I think down payments just need to be way more, man. The pre-sale deposit is a sunk cost. Sucks to walk away from it, but nobody's gonna bankruptcy by doing so. Simple situation. Yeah, this guy Vikram Arora. Wow, freaking real estate agents are on this shit, man. PSG saying, got a couple people talk to me about their situations. Mans are fucked. Man's bought these properties for like a few $100K losses. Bank of Canada trying to fix shit. They just got bare work to do. I mean, Bank of Canada is gonna do a thing. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's true though. If you're not complaining about it, that's another thing. I do understand why they're complaining. I know. I'm not like I'm saying they need to hold the L for sure. And I do think they need to hold Yale. But look, what else are you gonna do? You gotta get out there, and if you're about to lose everything, just Hail Mary that shit. get on the road, protest or whatever. You're doing your own business. I wouldn't do it personally. Maybe I have too much ego. Laughing my ass off only in Brampton. No, brother, this is happening everywhere. You think it's just Brampton mans doing this? Vaughan mans were doing this. Richmond mans were doing this. They're in the paper and the stories too. It's just when Brampton mans do it, we make a little bit more noise. Y'all think Brampton realtors are the worst? Nah, realtors everywhere doing this shit. These guys just are getting the latest round of media attention for it. It is what it is. You guys see this shit? This was a little out of character for me, but you gotta understand. They sent my teammates home last year. I thought this was dope as hell. Zion gangster for this. Zion gangster as fuck for this.
But you gotta understand. I mean, you can understand it or not. They sent my teammates home last year.
Look, man, I'm here for petty wars.
I got carried away a little bit. I admit that. But you know, I was in that locker room. My brothers were down because
The fact that people are trying to get on this, man, you need rivalries in the NBA, man.
part of. So in that moment, I got carried away. I admit that. I was out of character for me. So
NBA hates rivalries for some reason. The fact that people are like saying this was unsportsmanlike. Nah, bro, you need more of this shit. I want to see the dunk though. Someone made this great little footage. They're showing how the Phoenix Suns are the worst for like trying to raise this as an issue because the Phoenix Suns are like notorious for running that clock and like scoring on people when they already got them beat and kicking teams when they're down. I don't know, man. Teach a man how to squabble. I don't know. I think it's dope. I think Zion's coming into the league with the right energy, or coming back to the league with the right energy. I'm a big fan of petty wars and pettiness, and I think Zion doing it right. Yeah, but someone made this snitching video talking about how the Phoenix Suns of all teams are the last ones who really should be talking about this shit because of how much they've done that.
understand.
And it's just kind of, hold on, it's crazy though. Elon Musk confirms that Twitter's character limit will be raised from 280 to 4,000 characters. Anyone else think this is stupid as hell? Imagine going on Twitter and having to read people's friggin' dissertations. And it takes you like a minute to scroll through them. Man, y'all gonna kill Twitter with this shit. I remember when Twitter raised it from 140 to 280. It kind of made sense because 140 was like the most you could send by text. And there was a time once long ago that you get tweets sent to you by text. Turning into Twitter into Facebook is hella not right. I remember because Twitter actually, like when people tweeted, Twitter would send you an SMS, like here's a tweet, and it would show up in the Twitter message and you could read it. And Twitter was like, the first Twitter app was SMS. Like you want to respond to a tweet, you respond via text to it. And then you'd send that SMS message and it'd be a tweet and it would show up on Twitter. But this was before smartphones were like super predominant. But 280 to 4,000, man. And all of a sudden people are going to be like, it's bad enough people write everything in threads. The fact that they're going to go to this, the dumbest thing that they could do, man. Elon Musk is under a lot of fire right now because of that whole... Elon Musk just does some... Like, I understand where he comes from. Like, when he's... Like, yo, I'm not going to suspend the account that's monitoring my flights, and then today suspending the account that monitored his flights and saying I'm going to take him to court. Like, I get why he did that because that led to his kid getting chased by the paparazzi where they thought it was him. But you can't say, yo, I'm here for freedom of speech and all of a sudden start making arbitrary rules and changes. This is just one of those weird things, man. Elon Musk, don't do it. Elon, I know you watch my podcast. I know you listen to this show. I know you watch my streams. Don't do this, brother. You don't need to do it. All right. Let's get into it. I thought I suspended SportsBot. Oh, man. Have you guys seen this?
ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਹ ਫੜਨੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਕਦੀ ਅਫਰੀਕਾ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਲਾਉਣ, ਕਦੀ ਬੰਗਲਾਦੇਸ਼ ਜਾ ਵੜਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਰੀਬ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ, ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਫੀਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ, ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋ ਪਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਵਰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਿਨੇ ਫੜਨੀ? ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੰਡ ਤੁਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਚਾਹੇ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਚਾਹੇ ਹਿੰਦੂਆਂ ਦੀ। ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ 55 ਮੁਲਕ ਨੇ, ਕ੍ਰਿਸਚਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਅੱਧੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੱਬੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਹਿੰਦੂਆਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ 3 ਮੁਲਕ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਮੁਲਕ ਹੈ? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਾਹ ਉਹ ਫੜਨ, ਹਕੂਮਤਾਂ ਫੜ ਲੈਣ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਧਰਮ ਇਸ਼ਟ ਖਤਰੇ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਸਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਖਤਰੇ 'ਚ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਲੰਗਰ ਲਾਉਣਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅਫਰੀਕਾ 'ਚ ਲਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਮੁਲਕ 'ਚ ਲਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਲਕੇ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਆ। ਇੱਥੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਦਰ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਰ ਗਈਆਂ, ਕੈਂਸਰ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਨਾਮਰਾਦ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ। ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸਮਾਨ ਨੂੰ
So, for backstory, this is straight up going after Ravi Singh of Khalsa Aid. And look, Amritpal Singh, if you knew him from like his Twitter Spaces days, he hated like that entire generation of like sick. I want to call it sick Twitter 1.0. They all pretty much hated. Man, how do I thought I muted. But yeah, they all hated friggin' Ravi Singh and Khalsa Aid. They're like, why is this guy giving out Qurans? Why is he doing this? Or one, he only didn't hand out Qurans. He did give them to a bunch of refugees. They're like, yo, what do you need? They're like, yo, can you get us Qurans? He's like, yeah, hook them up. But these are like refugees, Muslim refugees in Muslim countries. Like these are Muslims who like a lot of the Muslim countries don't even recognize as things. So it's kind of like, yo, why aren't the Muslim countries not helping these people? Well, they're not the people that they believe are them. So I don't blame Khalsa Aid for helping these guys who they help. They're just helping other refugees. And another big punga is, you know, Khalsa Aid has hard time getting money into Punjab or into India in general, right? Like only the money donated within India actually can get around India, but there's like the banking laws make it really hard for them. And so people just get mad because Khalsa Aid raises a hell of a lot of money. People love donating Khalsa. I donate to Khalsa Aid all the time. And because they got this huge khajana, they're like, yo, you're not spending it right. But yo, it's not easy for them to spend their money. Even during the farmers' protest, all the people here were like, yo, up Asilo, we want to donate to the cause. And they straight up said, look, we can only get a certain percentage of it into Punjab. And people are like, what do you mean? They're like, look, we're banned. The freaking government even openly said, we're banning Khalsa Aid. We're treating them like a terrorist organization. But Ravi Singh, obviously, he's been hearing the slights. And he's coming into this. For 40 years, we've been searching for a leader who has a vision, who has humility, and most importantly, who unites all six. The search continues. May Allah bless us soon. He didn't need to say this either. I mean, maybe he's... One, I don't think Amritpal Singh needs to go after Khalsa Aid as much as he did here. I think that's kind of whack. And I don't think Ravi Singh had to, like, come at him back or, like, clap back at it. This is where Morcha died. This is where we get distracted. Just, you know, nod at him. Like, all right, I hear you. You know, to Amritpal Singh, time and place. You're building something bigger than this right now. And this is probably an old ass clip. So maybe it's out of line right now. But all these mans beefing. And Ravi Singh actually put out a video not too long ago on Facebook. I don't think I have it here. Where he kind of like detailed all the work that Khalsa Aid does in Punjab. That they don't publish or doesn't get published and doesn't get really picked up. They made a lot in press and during the farmers' protests for the pizza and all that and being called terrorists, but there's certain things, man. And look, I'm not even knocking him Singh overall. I think what he's doing is great, but I think there's certain stumbling blocks that you gotta just chill on, and this was definitely one of them. And same Ravi Singh, man. Sometimes you just gotta be like, I hear you, y'all. Y'all don't like us, y'all. And he should just be like, look, if you guys want to start other organizations, bless. Here's list those organizations that he's like. Here's some other organizations that go to the causes that you might want. Donate to them. I'm not stopping you. Here, I'll even pump them. I'll say their names for you. But honestly, I think a big chunk of Khalsa Aid stuff comes from the fact that locally or domestically in Canada, in the USA, and in the UK, they raise a shit ton of money. And other orgs are like, yo, if we had a fraction of what you guys were raising, we'd be putting it here. And they're like, what do you want us to do? You want us to give us to give you our donations because we got charitable receipts for them. And that's another thing. People donate to charities because they get tax breaks and tax benefits. A lot of these other orgs don't set up internationally and don't make... There's just a lot of like legwork and administrative work that they're just not willing to do, man. They got to get on that. And I guarantee you they'll be making just as much as Khalsa Aid does if people support their causes. But you can't get mad at Khalsa Aid for doing Khalsa Aid does. I don't think Khalsa Aid's ever misled people, as far as I've been involved with them. Involved with and I donate to them. I've never felt misled by anything that they've done. It's just weird that we're beefing, and this is why the comb runs around in circles. Talking about Amritpal Singh's stumbles. I'm not trying to pick on Amritpal Singh, man. I told you guys I love Amritpal Singh and what he's trying to accomplish. And I know he's commented on this saying that, yeah, this was much and I didn't really condone this. But he also kind of said, going forward, they'll give the chairs to charities and stuff. But this is just a bad PR look. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they've moved on and they've looked from this. But it's just such a bad PR look. And I understand the want to get rid of chairs from Gurdwaray. But there's like this weird balancing act to do with it, right? Because honestly, if the only people coming to Gurdwaray right now are Apne Bure and Bajodak who have like bad knees or whatever, and they need something, you got to accommodate that. You can't just say, oh, Hantusi now, or sit outside. You need to make the Gurdwara welcoming to them and accommodate for old people. And just because people are like, well, there's another Singh who's 102 and he can sit on the floor, why can't he? Health for everyone's different. Some people had different jobs or different injuries. I don't know, man. But this chair thing, again, is a distraction. We got to... And people are going to be like, yo, why are you talking about it? That's a distraction too. I'm like, I'm just talking about it because, it was trending on Twitter. And it's trending because it happened. But this is stuff that we just need to... There's small stuff and big stuff, and this is definitely part of that small stuff that just would be better left not, because then it just gives ammo to the enemies who don't want to see this morcha succeed. That's my take on it, really. And I think Amritpal Singh is going to have a bunch of stumbling blocks out of the door when he goes, and I think he just has to learn from them, and he has to weigh them. Is this the hill worth dying over right now? And I understand wanting to bring Gurmat Maryada back to some Gurukars and stuff. But you got to weight it. What type of Maryada are you bringing back in? Are you uniting the people, or and it's like Ravi Singh said, are you uniting people or are you dividing them? And there's certain people you do want to divide. You're going to have to divide them. I just think this one isn't the one that you need to fall back on. It's a distraction. Whew, moving on. ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys seen ChatGPT. ChatGPT is freaking lit. It's awesome. I love what ChatGPT does. I don't know so basically what ChatGPT is, it's a chatbot. Let me see if I can open it up right now. I think it'd be cool if I could open it up. But you could ask it questions and it literally writes questions and responds to you. I don't understand the technology for making AI. It's of all the stuff I understand about programming, this is one of the weird places where I can claim full ignorance. I used to mock AI. I'm like, AI is just friggin' it's just a bunch of if statements. But they got they got this stuff down, man. I'm gonna try this one more time. Timeout for the bot. I don't know if that works or not. I hope it does. But this chatbot's insane. So here we go. My kid's been taking my keys out of my freaking keyboard. They just pop out now. So here, I got the chat thing open at the bottom. I could just type a little question into it, which is kind of explain biggest challenges the Sikh faith has faced politically. But I got it in the last 20 years, or last 30 years. No, I'll go 20 years. From 2000 onwards. Keep history current. There have been a number of challenges that the Sikh faith has faced politically in the last 20 years. Some of the biggest challenges include discrimination and hate crimes. Sikhs have faced discrimination and hate crimes in various parts of the world, including United States and India, due to their distinct appearance, which includes a turban and uncut hair. This thing's literally doing this on the fly. I'm telling you, man, the future's crazy. A lot of marketing from life going forward is just going to be this shit. It's just, you want an essay? You could write this, could tell it, write an essay, and it will write this in essay form. Human rights violations, separatist movements in India. There have been separatist movements among elements of Sikh community which have led to conflicts with the government and contributed to political instability in the region. Why does the Indian government hate Sikhs? This stuff's gonna get bad. It is not accurate to say that the Indian government hates Sikhs as a whole. However, there has been instances of conflict between tensions between the Sikh community and the government in India, particularly in the past. One of the main sources of tension has been the issue of political representation and the recognition of the Sikh community as a distinct religious group. Some Sikhs have sought greater autonomy and self-government. I'm telling you, man, ChatGPT, this thing knows too much. It's insane. There's my essay. I'm handing it in. Give me an A+. This thing is amazing. Overall, while there has been instances of conflict, there have also been instances of human rights violations against Sikhs, including the 19... See, this guy knows. Bava, did you know this? Because ChatGPT knows it. It's insane. Hold on. I want to go back to a previous tab. How did I get all the way to the end? Here we go. But yeah, ChatGPT is incredibly limited. So this is one of the writers and like the guys behind ChatGPT talking. He tweeted, ChatGPT is incredibly limited, but good enough at some things to create misleading impression of greatness. Bro, imagine the humility and like humbleness to say, yo, I know my shit's limited. Don't chill. It's not that smart. It's a mistake to be relying on it for anything important right now. It's a preview of progress. We have lots of work to do on robustness and truthfulness. It's kind of big for a friggin' CEO to say this. Fun, creative inspiration, great. Reliance for factual queries, not so much a good idea. We will work hard to improve. But yo, it's a good starting point. Like, you can use this to get going. It seems factually accurate about quite a lot, actually. Shouldn't the CEO be a bit more enthusiastic than this? It does know a lot, but the danger is that it is confident in a wrong significant fraction of the time. I mean, that's humility from a CEO. And like a developer of a product. Pretty dope. I love chat. I love AI art. I love AI chat. I'm going to friggin' look. All the avatars I make for these little segments are all AI generated because y'all think I'm artistic, man? And I can't afford to friggin' hire thumbnail designers. What is this? Price to rent a one-bedroom apartment in London, Ontario has doubled in less than... You know why it has doubled? International students killing London. They're not killing London, but they're hella driving London's economy right now. So many international students move to London. London's a great place to move. Or it's a great place to like set up shop. Not too far from Toronto. University town. It's a great place to raise a family overall. I hated my London stint overall. That's why I dropped out, but... Look, they should overlay this graph with like enrollment at the various colleges in London. London has like what, 3 colleges, Fanshawe College, and like 2 others that I just can't remember. Different data set. While rents on average are rising faster than inflation, there's a big difference across communities and provinces. Quebec has largely been immune to the phenomenon. Do you know why Quebec's been largely immune to the phenomenon? Easy. They hate brown people. Bill C-21. Ain't no one trying to move to Quebec. It's not even a language barrier. Honestly, Punjabis would love to live wherever. Do you think French is holding them back, man? English doesn't hold them back. It's the fact that you go there, you're like, sale racist ne. That's why London, Toronto, Vancouver, Brampton, Calgary, York, Northern. I'm telling you, Punjabis have taken over Canada. London, Ontario, we have an affordability crisis, and it's a whole lot worse than in other parts of... I don't even know how you fix that. I know London, Ontario has like a ton of like subdivisions going up right now and some crazy development. I think it's a great place to be looking for houses, but like everywhere else, prices are going up. And honestly, it just snows way more than London. Literally, it's a 2-hour drive, an hour and a half drive down the 401. They're friggin' not the snow they get. Not worth it. Amritpal Goodwill responded, an issue not spoken about enough, the increased use of food banks by international students. This is a huge case in appeal as well. Orgs such as Khalsa Aid and Save Food Banks see it at first hand. How long does it go before these colleges and private... Oh, he's responding to Moffitt's thing. And Cheryl Roth. And they're struggling too. I can tell you we have had a big increase of international students using our food bank. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I don't really know too much about like the food situation, but if rent's going up, less money for food and less money for a thing, you got to pay for shelter first, I guess. But yeah, you need some sort of control there. You guys see this? We're right back to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is hell in the news. Dave Chappelle brought Elon Musk up on stage at the Chase Center. Had to pry the yonder for this. Oh yeah, I remember this. So this happened over the weekend. Honestly, when I grab these tweets to share, I'm like, yo, but then I lose them and I actually just get sold. But yo, Elon Musk goes on stage in San Francisco. Let me set this up. Dave Chappelle is in San Francisco. Elon Musk goes to a show. Dave Chappelle's like, yo, come up on stage. And this was the result. I want to go full screen. Well, let's go. We can get a full screen here. So Elon Musk goes up and he's getting booed and he doesn't know how to handle it. He's waving booze intensify. Love me, people. I am your Twitter overlord and I'm bringing you freedom, he says. And they booed him. Dave Chappelle tries to salvage the situation. Takes the mic back. How does Elon rectify this? The boos intensify. Dave's like, bro, you're killing my vibe. Don't be such a bummer, dude. There we go. Great recovery by Dave Chappelle, the master comedian he is. It's a bunch of Twitter employees you fired. I'm sure there's a few in the crowd. Everyone's laughing at that joke. Elon's like, ah, shit, you got me. We all laugh. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Oh, booze intensify. This guy's running a sports league or something. Why is he hated so much here? Wild. But as we know, King Elon does not know how to handle this. Goes off stage, and the next day this video is removed, and the person who posted it is kicked off Twitter. And now, but obviously when you do that, 1,000,001 people repost it. So much for Elon Musk and freedom. Like I said, he does a lot of stupid things, you know? One step forward, one step back. Turns out Twitter can, in fact, be real life. But yeah. He couldn't get a word out. Not favored on his home turf. He looks stunned. Must not get enough feedback in real life. Yeah, it might be surrounded by too many yes men. But it's kind of funny that he ended up friggin' removing the account. And then the next day after this whole thing, the woke mind virus is either defeated or nothing else matters. It's not even the woke hive mind that's after you, Elon, man. It's just this. You can't say like, what? So the woke hive mind is who's attending Dave Chappelle shows? The guy who everyone was like is transphobic and stuff. It's a full chase crowd, man. You can't. It's a nice, diverse crowd of people who think you're kind of dumb sometimes. Please don't ban my Twitter account. I love Twitter too much. We either in a mass awakening or a total collapse society. Elon Musk says exactly. I don't even know what that means, man. I don't know. These names are familiar, but a lot of people come saving to Lord Elon. Tom Khan. No hooliganism, no fights, no thuggery. Why? Because alcohol was banned at stadiums and drugs are banned in the country. You see the benefits now? Women, children, opposing supporters can have fun without the worry of violence. Just a great vibe. Superb work, Qatar. This is an interesting take, man. Imagine every place just banned alcohol, drugs, and from all stadiums. It would make it a lot more comfortable to go to UFC fights. It's one of the reasons I avoid UFC fights. There's nothing like friggin' fight fans who are drunk who think they can fight just running. What you say, bro? Fuck, man, chill. I'm just enjoying the fight. And then they slobber on you, man. Honestly, I think this is a big W for Qatar. Banning alcohol and like making it all family friendly and still having a good like atmosphere. I'm for it, but it's also because I don't drink or smoke or do drugs. make it a nice family-friendly atmosphere. I'm not saying Qatar is not without fault, but I think sports with that stuff removed, but it would probably kill the vibe. Like, can you imagine a TFC game without the friggin' supporter section going crazy? And obviously those guys are friggin' on. They're like 5 beers deep by the time they even get to the stadium from their pre-party. But I don't know, we need like a non-alcoholic section, and that'd be lit. We need a non-alcoholic section in friggin' stadiums. Like, oh, you want to not be around alcoholics and drunk people? All right, you can sit here, and then we can watch the alcoholics and like be like, oh, there they are, and they're chill, ha ha, and laugh kind of at them and with them at the same time, while still enjoying our family-friendly safe space. But yeah, that'd be nice, man. I feel like everyone could learn nothing. But yeah, this World Cup's been lit just because of the number of upsets. I actually lost interest the second Canada got out. I was like, yeah, I don't know who to go for. Messi's killing it though. And all these games happen and I'm just following them along, but I'm like very passively watching what's going on now. Have you guys seen this? This is straight out of the Matrix. Watch this commercial for an artificial wombs facility that aims to grow human babies in a factory. This is next level freaking.
Allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm all pro technology and stuff. And I like the fact that they chose an infertile couple here, because they could have just as easily said now same-sex couples, or you don't need to foster your own baby. Like, they could have taken it so many ways, but they knew that they were going to get hit with like homophobia and transphobia and all that kind of stuff. So they went the safe one, infertility, something that affects a lot of straight couples. To push this,
infertile couple to conceive a baby.
I don't know, even
true biological parents of their own offspring. It's a perfect solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications.
Just pay attention to the text they use, because obviously they're trying to push an angle that they will find will get them the least amount of resistance. Or because honestly, if you say the other one, you're gonna get a shit ton of people arguing with them and throwing shade at them. So they found that angle to like sell this idea. But I don't know, man. Something about this just makes me super uncomfortable. I'm all pro babies and I'm all pro people being able to work around their situations. Their life might deem them. But this just... We need to repopulate the world. This is so Matrixy. I don't know. There's just this weird level of discomfort I have with this. A single building can... Like, this is probably far from being even possible. But this is something you see in, like, a dark, dystopian future sci-fi movies, man. This is... Some things I just don't get. This is definitely one of them. But it is the world we're leaving in. It's the world we're leading towards. Straight cyberpunk vibes. Can't stop progress. Just crazy that this is where progress is taking us. Mass producing babies. And I'm not even like anti-cloning either. It's just this imagery is weird to me, man. Maybe I just watched way too many dystopian friggin' movies. Lalabad. Video where some youngsters tried to kidnap a man who had made a video of them creating a ruckus a few days ago where both the groups clashed over a Snapchat story. Bro. These guys got in a fight over a Snapchat story. Some guy filmed them. They saw who filmed it and they came back for him. What are they trying to do? Kidnap the dude? Where are you gonna take him? What's the goal here? Gagandeep Singh. I don't know if Gagandeep Singh's in response. He opened it. How many? Like the. Oh, brother. Yo, this guy took a. What the hell? Guy took a friggin' 2x4. Straight Hexa Jim Duggan, the guy. You dare make a video of us being violent? Fuck you. We'll show you violent. Telling you, man. This is. The fact that they tried kidnapping, couldn't kidnap him, so the guy just friggin' took out the 2x4 from the trunk. Look at the guy. He's like, hey. My man's looking at his finger. He's like, oh, I got a wood splinter here. What the hell is this wood? Ouch. Ouch. You just hit me. That hurt. And then he casually jogs away. Please. I like how they're trying to blur the faces of like people, or is that just bad pixelation? Look at that wind up though, man. Ooh, whack. And the guy just like, ooh, that hurt, but it didn't knock him out. It's like, They literally tried to kidnap mans for filming and posting something on Snapchat where both groups clashed over a Snapchat story. No, he made a video of these people fighting over a Snapchat story. We're not violent, you're violent. Hey, I love it when friggin' Punjabi fighters rise up. Kiru Singh Sahota, I'd never heard of this guy before, but he has won his first UFC fight, our first MMA fight. I won my 10th MMA. I take it back. He didn't win his first MMA fight. My guy won his 10th MMA fight. Look at this guy. Boom, boom. Second round knockout. I don't know. I didn't know of you before, but I know of you now. Fight, young man, fight. Gotta keep an eye out for this guy. Professional MMA fighter, McGregor topped him. I don't know what camp that is. Where's this guy from? Congratulations to Kiru Singh Sahota on his latest win, and commiserations to his brother Pav Singh for taking his first professional loss last weekend. Oh yeah, right. These guys are brothers? Oh no. He beat Pav Singh. Win, lose or draw, we thank athletes like MMA fighters, the Sahota brothers that use the sport to represent and inspire the community. Did he beat his brother? What? I knew Sukhdeep the boxer. I didn't know the Kiru Singh. Let's learn more about Kiru Singh from his Instagram. Can we creep his Instagram? Is that allowed? Vida. This guy, oh, he's from UK. UK amateur champion. UK is producing a lot of fighters lately, eh? The British guys just want to brawl. Respect to Kiru Singh Sahota. Keep an eye out on him. Professional MMA fighter. Last one, I think this is the last story we have for the day. The fact that there are up and out there who think having a same-sex and non-Karaj is okay is absolutely crazy. This guy got murdered for this one. The fact that there are up and out there calling themselves sick and discriminating against love. Heterosexuality is a colonial practice in our ancestral land, has deep connections to sexual fluidity. It might have deep connections to sexual fluidity, but as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, not as far as I'm concerned, I don't know of any Pratin same-sex non-cottages. That's as much as tell me you're homophobe without telling me you're homophobe. Hi, mate, I have 2 questions for you. Please kindly answer them. Where have you been heard people wanting same-sex and non-cottage? Do you think perhaps these kind of tweets would be psychologically damaging toward people who are sick and have same-sex attraction? It's wild. This guy's been getting murdered for this tweet, though. A non-cottage is the union between 2 souls, so don't let folks like this twist the truth and power of Sikhi. I mean, look, man. I don't discriminate against anyone for whatever they want to believe in, but there is a truth that there hasn't been same-sex non-cottage in the history of Sikhi. And you can't just be like, well, it's cultural. I mean, no, man. If Sikhi was pro same-sex non-cottage, we'd be having them. The fact that they haven't been having them kind of means that there isn't a precedent for it. And do precedents change? Yeah, obviously. Will we see same-sex and non-cottages get normalized in the future? I think likely. I'm not I don't really argue the fact one way or the other. But to say that like it's part of Sikhi right now, well, you guys smoking? Like, no, it's not. There's truth to there aren't, and the fact that people get all mad over it, I don't know, man. Y'all can't make something out of thin air just to justify your current political beliefs or whatever. I don't think Sikhi hates on you or you're less of a Sikh if you're gay, or that you can't be in a co-relationship or marriage. I just don't think you can have an Anand cottage right now. And to say that that's going to change in the future, I mean, obviously, I think things change in the future. I don't know which Gurdwara is going to be the first to do it. And there will be blowback, as there was blowback for every religion and every culture that introduced it. But, man, Gurdwara allowing it, that's the root of the problem if it's an issue. I don't know what this guy means, DJ Remnants. But, yeah, right now I think everyone is still kind of like... I remember when Nav Baines supported it and people called him out. He's like, look, I support same-sex marriage from the state, and I agree. The state should have no business in what people do. But the fact that people are trying to make it seem like, you know, Sikhi's always been super progressive on this topic, y'all twisting things. for good or bad, for however you believe it. You can't twist history to say that Sikhi has a precedent for something that it doesn't. But all for people being in love. Do you, man? I don't know why this guy's getting so much hate for this. I guess I do understand why he's getting so much hate. But hello. And that is all that we have written for today. And with that, we conclude this week's episode of Everything Bagel. We were all over the map. That was a lot of stories. It's because I've been saving these stories for the freaking entire week. And I couldn't stream a few days. I wanted to stream on Tuesday. Obviously, I want to make Everything Bagel shorter. That was 51 minutes. This shit should literally be like 15 minutes pre-stream. But it went long.